Now we have Kabiru Adamu on the line to talk to us about developments in Plateau State in Jos. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the program this morning. So give us your thoughts on the scenario as it is playing out in Jos, because, I mean, we saw the residents really angry with the governor when he came to speak to them in armored vehicle, which is telling. What do you make of the whole scenario?
Thank you, Chamberlain. Good morning. It's a simple case of a misreading of a situation by some of our political office holders. Clearly, after the incident on Palm Sunday and the reaction of the people, it was very clear that they were very unhappy. The sources that we reported to us did mention that they had blocked the route and that they had, targeted some travelers. So clearly they were very angry, and understandably so. People were attacked in their residence. It happened for almost about 30 minutes with very little response until the military did response later. Within that 30 minutes, from what we're hearing, about 28 people may have died. And with the resultant attacks too that followed the raid also led to several attacks. So clearly, the tension and the unhappiness among the people was as such that any action like that by the governor, going in an armored personnel carrier, of at least climbing on it, indicated to them that he wants protection, but they seemingly did not have the protection that he wanted, and understandably they expressed their anger. And this is not to take away the efforts that the Plateau State government has attempted to introduce over the last couple of years to address the challenges. The only problem is that those efforts have not manifested in the type of security that the people in Plateau State would want to see. We have documented, year in, year out, how these gunmen, whoever they are, and of course we can discuss who the likely suspects behind these attacks are, have over time, repeatedly carried out these types of attacks. And so the failure of both the federal level security as well as the state level security, because let's not forget that aside the federal deployment, there are also state deployments within Plateau State. Their failure to prevent these attacks, their failure to ensure even when these attacks happen, they go after, they arrest, they prosecute these attackers, have led to this anger, by the people.
So we understand, I mean, there's word that there was information circulating that these attacks will happen after Salah. And then if you say it happened for about 30 minutes, how do you get those who have been affected, residents there, to actually trust security agencies moving forward?
And I think this is the, litmus test for political office holders, from the governor himself down to, even the local government chairman, as the case may be, as well as other officials. The simple test of security is one, prevention. And if prevention does not happen, deterrence. Now, in both instances, prevention has failed, deterrence has failed, prosecution has also failed. So it will be really difficult, and as someone who understands this, it will be impossible for me to sit here and say that the people will trust public officials as long as these three elements that I've mentioned. There is a fourth element that we'd also have to discuss, which is reparation. What measures are we taking to relieve the pain and the suffering that these people have endured? So as long as these four elements have not been addressed, and sadly, over the years, we haven't seen adequate addressing of these challenges in the manner that would convince the people that their care, their concern is what also concerns the political class. And again, I want to repeat, this is not because the state and the federal have not attempted to implement effort. The only challenge is that the accountability element in those efforts are missing. And I'll give you an example. There's an operation, Safe Haven, that is being implemented at the moment in Plateau State. That operation, which is a federal-led operation, has been ongoing for more than a decade. As far as I'm concerned, there hasn't been at any point in time an accountability measurement either by the federal or the state government to say, okay, this operation is ongoing, what successes are we monitoring? What failures have been accounted for? What amendments do we need to make? What is the exit strategy for that operation? If you move to the state level, there's an Operation Rainbow that is being implemented, and I had the good fortune to interact just a few days ago with the Operation Rainbow. The challenges are apparent in terms of equipment, in terms of even the standard operating procedure that this Operation Rainbow is following. It's mandate to have some differences. So again, there hasn't been a measurement and evaluation, as it were, to, in very clear terms, state this is the successes, these are the failures, these are the changes that would need to be done. And in this instance, I blame exclusively the federal legislature as well as the state legislature in their inability to ensure that these accountability mechanisms that I've referred to are being introduced to ensure that these operations, both at the federal and at the state level, are meeting the earnings of the people. And the danger is if this continues, the people continue to lose trust on government. And the consequences of them losing trust is that you see vigilantes imagine, self-help groups imagine. And the danger of those self-help groups imagine is that a situation where identities are being associated with the violence, then each side on the identity try to arm itself. And that's where we are at the moment, sadly.
Thank you very much indeed, Kabir Adamu, for your time today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I will need to go.